Okay,
Okay,
well,
well,
good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say thank you for dropping by. If you're here for the first time, do me a huge favor. Type a one in the comment so we can acknowledge you for being here. And if you have any questions for our special guest, please feel free to write them in the comment as well. And so today I have a really good friend of mine here, someone I have a lot of respect for. And, he is actually a co-author in our upcoming book, Landed for Success, Untold Stories. What I have in my hand is the first volume, but he's going to be an author in our second book, From Burnout to Victory. I mean, how many of us through the last couple of years maybe know someone who's experienced somewhat of a burnout or, challenges? So I can't think of a better person right now than to join us and share with us about From Burnout to Victory, Mr. Tony Ning. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, Gordon. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Wow. Tony, I want to jump right into it because I know you have so much to offer, so much to give as a real estate agent, as a real estate broker, someone who has successfully not only made money in real estate yourself, but mentor real estate investors and real estate agents now, right, on how to
Yeah,
have successful real estate careers. So I would love to have you come back and talk about that another time, if
sure.
that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Today, I want to talk about the upcoming book that you have, Landed for Success. Tony, before we do that, could you share with the folks who don't know you, who is Tony? Who is Tony Ning?
Tony Ning is an ordinary Joe. I've immigrated here from Hong Kong at the age of 7, and we had pretty much nothing when we came here. And my mom was a single mom raising four of us, and she always wanted to own a home. So that's what really triggered me into thinking of ways of helping her own her own home in her lifetime. And I didn't know if that was even possible. But at 14 years old, I came across a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I just want to, at this point in time, honor in memory of Bob Proctor, who just passed away recently. He's a real big guru of Think and Grow Rich. And I actually met him many, many years ago when I was a younger person. But that book literally changed my life, and yeah, and because of that book, and because of the organization of my thought patterns, it allowed me to help my mom buy a home when I turned 18 years old. So that was a real great accomplishment. It felt really good to be able to be useful in this lifetime, and to have a purpose, and to be able to help another human being, basically. And that's been really the driving force in my life.
Well, that's incredible, Tony. As you were sharing that, a couple of thoughts came to mind when you talked about your mom. I can relate. Like when I read your story, Tony, I wish I could tell the folks your story now, but I can't, right? I can hardly wait for them to read it because I'm reading your story and I'm seeing me as a little boy in Hong Kong with my mom raising the five of us
Right.
by herself and then coming to Canada. But let me skip back a bit from it. You mentioned Bob Proctor,
Yes.
and what an amazing man. And it was just this past week, wasn't it? About a
Yeah.
week within the last week that he just passed away. Tell me a little bit more, like, for the folks who are watching, I know many people know Bob Proctor. In our book Landed for Success, John Shin, the executive producer of Think and Grow Rich Legacy, the movie, wrote the foreword. So there's that tie-in with you and Sir John Shin, and
Right.
Bob Proctor was in this movie. Tell
Yes.
Share with the folks a little more how Bob Proctor made an impact in your life.
Well, Bob Proctor was really, for me, the real person inspiration for Think and Grow Rich.
Mm,
There was a lot of gurus out there back in the day, but they weren't as committed to Think and Grow Rich as he was. I mean, he would listen to it in his car day and night, and over again. He never get tired of it, and he always lived the principles of Think and Grow Rich, and became a rich, extremely wealthy, rich person himself because of it. And I have a lot of respect for him, and I'd like to pattern my thinking process after somebody like Bob Proctor.
Is that incredible, Tony? The book Landed for Success, the theme wasn't about Think and Grow Rich, but here you are talking about Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor. And yesterday, Stephen Kuhn, who's a really good friend of mine, also involved as a real estate investor, Tony. So somebody you may want to get to know,
Sure.
is We probably spent 10 minutes of our conversation yesterday, even
Right.
though it's about Landed for Success, giving tribute back to Bob Proctor and how Bob Proctor, was an influence in his life. So,
Right.
Tony, you mentioned about your mom. Without giving away your
Sure.
story in Landed for
Sure.
Success, how did that feel? Like when you were finally able to help fulfill your mom's dreams and help her buy a home?
Well, you know what? I'm watching the Olympics right now. It was like winning a gold medal. It was just surreal. It was
Wow.
incredible, and I loved it. And I've had many more memories since then of gold medal type of achievements in my life. So, but that was my first one, and that was the one that really counted at that time. So, yeah,
Wow.
I don't have words to express how I felt at the time, or
It
how I,
was like winning a gold medal.
yeah, absolutely.
That's an incredible feeling.
Yeah, totally, totally.
Wow.
It's like you work so hard, and you train, and you perfect what you have to do, or try to perfect what you have to do, and then to be able to accomplish what you set out to do is a feeling that I just I can't really put into words, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe you can, but I have no words for it. It's just
That's incredible,
it's
Tony.
just a great feeling. You know.
Wow. Wow. Well, folks, Tony's book is going to be officially the official release date for the Kindle version is actually, see if I can find this for a minute, Tony. It's on next Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday, February the 16th. Can you share with the folks who are watching right now, your friends, my friends, what is happening next Wednesday in the book launch and how can people come and support you and the other authors?
Well, we're going to have a presentation up like this where people can actually join us and ask questions of all the authors that are involved in the book. And yeah, we'd be more than happy to share our experience, or share any or answer any questions that you may have. Maybe you're struggling right now and you just don't know how to get out of the struggle, right? I mean, we I've been there. I know, Corey, you've been there as well. We've been there, so we know
Yes.
how to climb out of a hole. You know,
Wow.
as dismal as it might be, I can tell you right now, if you can just change your mind and have a different mindset, you can get out of the hole. And
Wow.
and I've done it many times in my life, and I know it can be done, and I know that everyone I talk to that has been in my situation and climbed up the hole has used their mindset, similar to Think and Grow Rich, to get to their to accomplish what they want to accomplish in life.
That's incredible. So folks will be able to on Wednesday come in and join you. You'll be sharing your story, and all the other authors will be sharing their story, and they can buy a copy of the Kindle version on
Sure,
Amazon on that
sure,
day.
sure.
That's absolutely amazing, Tony. You talked about climbing out of a hole or climbing out of holes, right? If somebody's watching right now and they're experiencing a burnout right now,
Sure, sure.
what would you say to somebody who may be experiencing burnout right now?
I will simplify, because Think and Grow Rich is a bit of a read, and not everybody likes to read self help books. I know that.
Yes.
So I um, sort of made it a little simpler for me, because
Yes.
I'm a person that requires simplicity in life, right? So I've developed what I call the WHAM formula, the WHAM formula, and
Yes.
the W stands for why and what. What do you really want? And why do you want it so badly, right? So that's the
Mm,
point of the W. The H is how. How am I gonna get to from point A to point B, right? And then the actions I need to take. That's A, right? What kind of actions do I need to take? And then the final one, and this is what a lot of people I think are missing, is a mentor, right? Whether it's an online mentor or a real life mentor, or for instance, a teacher, right? I mean, if you went to
yes.
medical school and you want to be a surgeon, guess what? They're not going to let you perform surgery from day one out of school. You have to be an
Yes.
apprentice, right? Or
Right.
you have the article, right? So that's
Yes.
a mentor to train you, right? And it's no different in real estate or whatever other profession it is that you want to get into, or whatever kind of career you want to get into. You need a mentor, right? And there's
You need
no better
wow.
place to find a mentor than in Landed for Success. There are so many mentors here that can help you, whichever field that you want to get into, whatever type of success you want to get into. There's mentors here. Investors for real estate, real estate agents, life insurance agents, you name it. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, even security guards. I was mentoring a young gentleman that wants to be a security guard, right? And I told him
Wow.
what to do. I gave him some steps as to what to do, and that was a couple of weeks ago, and he was all excited about it when he found out that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? All you have to do
Well,
is take the right steps to get there.
that's incredible. Tony, Think and Grow Rich. A lot of people like myself, like yourself, have read Think and Grow Rich. And the book is this thick,
Yeah,
and you, in one simple little acronym, WHAM,
right.
summarized the entire book for us. Now, I do want to just mention very quickly when you mentioned this young man and how Landed for Success have so many different resources and mentors available.
Yeah,
Well, what's really neat is one of your co-authors in the
right.
book,
Yeah,
Lester Bailey. This young man should maybe have a conversation with Lester
right.
because he protected, Dr. Maya Angelou that a lot of people quotes.
Yes.
Well, he bodyguard for her.
Oh
He's
wow.
bodyguard for like two U.S. presidents that
Right.
you and I know.
Sure.
He's played basketball with them. He's played chess with them. He's protected, senators.
Right.
So, would this young man want to meet somebody like Lester Bailey, read a story, meet Lester? And likewise, there's going to be folks in here thinking, I need to buy my first home,
Sure.
or I'd like to, become financially free through real estate. And so,
Sure.
somebody
Sure.
like Tony, you guys would be such an amazing mentor for you. So, before we go, you guys, once again, next Wednesday, please support Tony and all the authors, his co-authors, and joining in on the live launch. And go and buy a copy of the Kindle book online on Wednesday. Tony, before you go, do you have any final thoughts you would like to leave with the folks who may be watching right now or watching the replay?
Yeah, my final thought is whatever you're doing in life, get with Landed for Success. I mean, it's not just about financial success. It's about health. It's about spiritual. It's about networking with people that have a mindset that wants to go somewhere in life, that has an ambition to go somewhere in life. If you want to go somewhere from point A to point B, you have no better place to go to than Landed for Success. Honest to God, I mean, there's so many great
Wow.
here that I want to share with you. And I've always believed that if you help enough people, I don't know who quoted that, but
I think Zig Ziglar said that, right? If you help enough people,
yeah,
right, get what they want in life, you can get what you. In fact, Stephen Kuhn, I mentioned to you, he said exactly the same thing yesterday. You
yeah,
guys must be vibrating at the
yeah, yeah.
same frequency here.
And just today, I mean, I'm helping an agent do a commercial lease that he's never done before, right? And I'm helping him with
Wow.
it. And even though I'm really busy and everything, and just before I came on, I was doing I was doing that offer with him. But yeah, I just want to give back and help. I mean, I wish I had somebody like myself that could reach back to me when I was younger. But you know what?
Yes.
My mentor was Think and Grow Rich, and then Bob Proctor came into my life at some point in time, and I worshipped him quite a bit, in terms of his
Yes.
principles. But you guys, you got even more than Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor. You got Gordon, you got myself, you got Jay, I can't name
Yes.
them all, but there's so many of us here that was willing to help you and give back, and you owe it to yourself to make your life better.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that shout out, Tony. And I know we were going to end already, but as you're sharing that, I'm thinking, the legacy, you can carry on that legacy, right? That Bob Proctor has left for you, because Bob Proctor was in, again, the movie Think and Grow Rich Legacy, the movie with John Shin, Sir
Right.
John Shin, who wrote the foreword in the book that's coming out with you right now. And Sir John Shin was saying that the next movie, he's looking at producing the next movie, Think
Right.
and Grow Rich Legacy, which will have an Asian
Right.
theme. And I'm looking here right now, and
Sure.
I think I see two Asians. Like, so
Right.
can you see possibly Tony being
Absolutely.
part of that Think and Grow Rich legacy, maybe being in the movie if they ask, and being in some of the Think and Grow Rich legacy tours? How would you feel if something like that
Well,
happened?
Gordon, between you and me, is already on my vision board. Okay.
Awesome. It's on your vision board. So
Yes.
do me a favor, Tony. Let's end with this, because I know, again, we could go for hours because you got so much to offer, to coach, to mentor, not only in real estate, but in life, right? Because if you guys are watching, what I love about Tony is he's not only successful, he loves to help people. He's a family man. And I want you to help us right now by maybe in 60 or 90 seconds, what is a vision board? And how do you make it come to life? Because I hear there are people who have vision boards,
Sure.
but they're still broke, busted, and disgusted. So
Right.
what do you do with a vision board, Tony?
I like to start off with baby steps, right? I mean, obviously, when you're a baby, you have to learn to crawl before you can walk. You have to walk before you can run, right? So
Mm,
I find that a lot of people make these gigantic visions that are really, really, really far from where they are now, right? So if you're doing a vision board, I want you to do something a little closer to where you are right now. If you're renting, maybe instead of buying a $10 million home, right, which is your ultimate, right? Maybe you should think about buying a $600,000 or $700,000 condo, right? That's a
mm,
little more achievable, a little closer to you, right? And
yes.
I'm not trying to say shrink your dreams. I agree with John that you should expand your mind until you have stretch marks on your forehead, right? I agree with that, but I think for some people that may be a little bit too far for them
Right.
to reach, and they'll give up before they get too soon to get there, right? I equate it to running a mile, right? If I can't run a mile right now, right? Maybe I could run 100 yards, right? Maybe I could run 200 yards and just build it up until I could run that mile, right? So I like to do the vision board, something closer to reality that you can believe in, right? Something just a little bit of a stretch, but that's a reality to you. I used to do high jumping. I couldn't jump 6 feet right off the bat, but I could jump
Mm,
4 feet, 4 feet 2 inches, 4 feet 5 inches, 5 feet, and then
wow.
eventually I could jump 6 feet, right? So it's I think it's for me anyways. It works for me to be a little bit more gradual in growth and get
Yes.
to this and allow your brain to grow and expand as time goes on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So having those dreams or having those baby steps and taking action to get there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, baby steps. They don't have to be that small of a step, but a step that you can believe in, something you can
Mm,
believe in, right? I mean, if I talk to someone that's not working right now and they're on unemployment and they're barely making the rent, and I said, well, why don't you buy a Tesla for a car next week, right? I mean, they're
mm,
gonna look at me like, Tony, yes,
right.
I would love it, but I don't see that happening easily, right? So why don't we look at buying maybe a car in your budget, maybe a $10,000 or $20,000 car to get you to the next level until you get to the point where,
Mm,
so you can have your car, go to your work, so you can make some financial gains, and then eventually you can get your Tesla, right? So you have to take, I think,
wow.
one step at a time. Otherwise, you're just going to give up. You're just going to forget the Tesla. I don't even want it on my vision board because it's not going to happen, right?
Wow.
And I don't want people to be discouraged from their dreams, right?
Yes.
But
Tony, you know what's really funny? I was just in Hong Kong back in September, and every almost like 90% of the Uber drivers I call,
yeah,
they all drive a Tesla.
yeah,
It's incredible, right? Like
yeah,
every Uber driver, like pretty well, they all drove a Tesla.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and here we are, we have people dreaming about owning one. But
yeah, yeah.
anyways, Tony, thank you so much. And again, folks, if you're watching, this is my good friend Tony Ning. Please go next Wednesday and buy a copy of Land for Success to support him and his, all the authors to #1 bestseller. So, any final thoughts, Tony? Any
Uh,
final thoughts?
my final thought is you should be there if you want to do something in your life to better your life, whether it's financial, health, whatever it is. Be there on Tuesday and join us and let us be of some inspiration to you.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tony. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And until next time, have an amazing, amazing day, everyone.
Thank you, Gord. Awesome.
Thank you, Tony.